Dave Lopes, ready to start it. Here to describe it, Milo Hamilton.
All right, thank you, Ernie, very much, and hello again, everybody. We are set to go. Ron Reed is winding, and the first pitch of this big night is a strike. It's called, and it's 0-1. Lopes, in the first series for the Dodgers, came up with 4 hits. He's batting .333, 1 double in the 4 hits. Reed kicks and fires. Breaking ball away, and the count is even at 1-1. The Giants beat the Reds 4-3 at Candlestick. And the New York Yankees knocked off Cleveland 5-3. The 1-1 pitch. Strike called across his knees on the inside corner. Perhaps with Cleveland losing, that's one of the reasons that the commissioner couldn't make it here tonight. He's paying his condolences in Cleveland, because that's where he is. Ball low outside, 2-2. The commissioner of baseball is not here tonight for the biggest night in baseball, the game that he is ahead of. He couldn't find time to honor Henry Aaron. The 2-2 pitch, bounced foul back here to the left. And he won't be here tomorrow night either. He's going to stay over and see the Indians open. I'd like to have somebody name me 3 Indians at Cleveland. He's at a dinner there tonight, and with all apologies to Cleveland, I don't know of any dinner that could be big enough to keep him there instead of here. Swing and a foul back, and it's still 2-2. All right, plate umpire Davidson looking over the ball. He's going to throw it out of the game. The Braves on the field have Mike Lum at first. The second baseman is Davy Johnson. The shortstop, Craig Robinson. At third, Darrell Evans. The outfield left to right is Aaron, Baker, and Garr. Vic Carell, just been with the club about a week, starting here again tonight. That's high, and he's gone full to the leadoff batter. And Bill Buckner is due up next. Sign given, Reed ready. Payoff pitch. Off speed, strike 3 called. 1 away. Reed ran the ball in right on his kneecaps. Lopes has been called out on strike. 1 up and 1 away, and it'll bring up Bill Buckner, the left fielder. Number 22, left fielder, Bill Buckner. Bill Buckner had a couple of hits in their opening series. He is 2 for 9, 1 RBI. Pitched to him as a ball. No other games tonight. The 2 scores we gave you, that's the extent of the schedule. They were both this afternoon. Hot dog wrapper, something blowing around, and plate umpire Davidson retrieves it. You can tell what kind of a mood this crowd is in. They even applaud for him. 1 ball and no strikes. Boy, what a night. The 1-0 pitch. Bouncer out over the mound. Second baseman Johnson to his right. Turns, throws, got him, and it's 2 away. Bill Buckner is out. Davy Johnson to Mike Lum, and it brings up the center fielder Jimmy Wynn. Jimmy Wynn, of course, who had some good years with Houston, but the last couple of years has fallen off and a little out of favor as well over there. A change of scenery might be what the doctor ordered. Wynn would seem to give a little evidence of that. He only had 7 hits in their opening series. He's hitting .538, drove in 7 runs with 3 home runs. Pitched to him as a ball. It's rather significant in the fact that 2 years ago he only hit 7 home runs all year, and he got 3 in the first series this year. Ball, 2-0. Nobody on, 2 down. Win the hitter. Ferguson would be next. Ron Reed against Al Downing in the first game of a 4-game series. Reed to the wind in the 2-0 pitch. Stir right call. Breaking pitch in the outside corner. Reed, if he had some improvement this spring, it would have to be the fact that he looked more like a pitcher, decided he challenged the hitters more, and as a result had a good spring. A high pop. Should be an easy inning. Right side, Mike Lum waiting for it to come down. It might bring rain. He got it, and it's 3 up and 3 down. So Reed takes care of Lopes, Buckner, and Wynn in the middle of the first in Atlanta Stadium. The Dodgers, no runs and no hits, and our Braves are just now coming into bat. Al Downing warming up. We'll place the Dodgers on the field in a moment. This broadcast is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the Atlanta Braves solely for the entertainment of our listening audience. And any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the description and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Atlanta Braves, a subsidiary of the Atlanta LaSalle Corporation, is prohibited. On the field as Downing warms up to his catcher Ferguson, they've got Garvey at first, Lopes at second, the shortstop is Russell, and Say is at third. Their outfield left to right is Buckner, Wynn, and Crawford. Brave coaches in place, Jimmy Busby at first, Connie Ryans at third. Al Downing was 9-9 last year. In the big leagues, he's won 115 and lost 97. He was 2-0 against the Braves last year, 5-0 lifetime. Since he's been with the Dodgers, the Braves have never been able to get to him in a verdict. They've knocked him out, but never beaten him. He gave up a couple of home runs to Aaron last year, but he has become an entirely different pitcher than when he used to be with the Yankees. He's joined that Dodger mod of throwing screwballs. All right, here is Ralph Garr leading it off. Garr is looking for his first hit of the year. He's 0 for 13. Rough start for a guy who he just grabbed a hot dog wrapper, so he's got the good eye. Garr failed to hit in 13 trips at Cincinnati, and Al Downing is ready to work as he gets the sign from Ferguson. Little lefty fires, swinging a bouncer right back to the mound. Easy play, and it's one gone. One pitch and one out. That'll bring up Mike Lum, who had a good series at Cincy. He had 4 hits, drove in 3 runs. Left-hand batter against the left-hand pitcher. In fact, Downing will look at 3 left-hand batters right off the top of the lineup. High and inside, ball 1. Al Downing never really reached the stardom that the Yankees had predicted for him. Low outside, ball 2. Nobody on here, 1 out. Took 1 pitch to retire Garr. Now it's 2-0 to Lum. Evans due up next. There's a drive toward the right field corner. If it's fair, but it is bending foul. He hit it into the pavilion down the right side, but it curved off foul. Lum gave that ball a good ride, especially off of a left-hander.
He's been hitting the lefties very well. Looks like he got a fastball. Of course, Downing was behind on him, didn't want to go 3-0, and Lum almost got the Braves out in front by 1.
Downing was a 20-game winner with the 71 Dodgers, the best year he ever had in the big leagues. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Strike call. Little let-up right in on his hands, and it's 2-2. Evans on deck, and down in the hole at the bat rack, Henry Aaron. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sign given by Ferguson. Little lefty leans forward, delivers. A high bounce. Pitcher will wait for it to come down. Throws, got him, 2 away. That'll bring up Darrell Evans. Evans in the Cincinnati series had 4 hits, 1 of them a homer and 4 RBIs. His 3-run blow yesterday propelled Necro and the Braves to their first win of the year. They were battling to salvage something out of Riverfront, and they did yesterday. Pitch to Evans, swing and a bouncer, second. Lopes up. Easy 3 up and 3 down, and both pitchers have easy opening innings. At the end of 1 in Atlanta Stadium, Milo Hamilton and Ernie Johnson with a story on a thrilling night. Dodgers nothing, Braves nothing. As far as results, but there's a long way to go. Here is Ferguson in their opening series, had 4 hits, and the first pitch to him is a strike call. Make that 3 hits, drove in 1 run. He was 3 for 10. Right-hand batter with power. Strike called, 0-2. This fellow really had a great year last year for this club. 25 homers, 88 runs batted in. Feet wide apart, Reed's pitch. Off speed, just outside. And it's 1-2. Braves and the Dodgers. The first hitter up in the bottom of the second will be Henry Aaron. Swings and he misses and he struck him out. So as he did in the first inning, Reed starts it off with a strikeout. Before Crawford steps in, we'll pause quickly for station identification. This is the Braves Baseball Network.
WSB Radio, Atlanta.
The family that camps together has fun together at Hightower Falls Park in Cedartown. Join in the fun with your family. Hightower Falls Park is for everybody.
Willie Crawford, the first pitch to him is a ball. Crawford had 4 hits in 10 trips in their opening series. They were all singles, did not have an RBI. He'll be followed by Ron Say, the third baseman, who had a good opening series that we'll tell you about when he comes up. Low. 2 balls and no strikes. A very colorful pregame ceremony. Wished you could have all been here. I got to tell you, there were a few goosebumps in this place. Bouncer, short, Robbie in, near the bag, throws, and he got it. 2 away. Crawford out short to first, Craig Robinson to Mike Lum. Here is Say, who had 6 hits, 2 of them doubles, drove in 7 runs. So he got off to a great start. This little guy looks as though he's going to be their third baseman for a while, and they've had a parade of third basemen over the years.
Yes, he's probably the best they've had for a few years, and could be out there a long time. He's young.
That's a bouncer foul back to the left side where Steve Gardy's waiting on the on-deck circle. There's a big flag of the USA out in center. It stretches from left center to right center, and it played a great part in the pageantry here, depicting some of the great times in Henry Aaron's life. Outside a ball, and it's 1-1. Say last year hit 15 homers, drove in 80 runs. First year in the big leagues. Strike right across his knees and on the inside corner, and that's what's made him a better pitcher so far this year.
And he has thrown some breaking balls when he's behind. Like 2 balls, no strikes, he's thrown a breaking ball. He's pitched well here tonight.
1-2 pitch. Swinging, back off, Reed, Karam to Lum, perfect bounce, step on the bag, and he got it. How about that? Hey, maybe that's the kind of a night it's going to be. You score it 1-3, it caromed off Reed's body. It bounced to Lum, who won the race to the bag, and it's 3 up and 3 down. We are in the middle of the second inning. It's the Dodgers nothing and the Braves nothing. And this crowd is up. Henry Aaron is coming to bat for the first time at home in 1974. And it doesn't take a mind reader to read the collective mind that's here in this ballpark tonight. They came to see him pass the babe. He's tied at 7-14. The pitcher facing him also wears the number 44. Let's see if that's an omen. The pitch to Aaron. Ball, it's a little high. Aaron has hit 1 home run. That was a 3-run homer opening day that tied the great Bambino. And the crowd responds when the first pitch is not in the strike zone. The 1-0 pitch. Strike call in the outside corner. And the count is even at a ball and a strike. Downing will be booed if he does and booed if he doesn't. There's no way Downing can win in this battle. 1 ball, 1 strike. Aaron leading off the second. We are scoreless. 1-1 pitch. Bounced it up there. 2 balls and a strike. Walter Alston has the shift on. I don't remember too many times that the Dodgers have done that. They've got 3 infielders on the third base side of second. The outfield is swung way around to the left and deep. The staccato applause, the 2-1 pitch to the hammer, into the dirt, a ball, and it's 3-1. All right, this was the count that he had on Thursday when he tied the babe, 3-1. Al Downing has the sign, winding, 3-1 pitch. Ball, he walked him, and Aaron is on. The first base runner of the night is Henry Aaron with a walk. That'll bring up Dusty Baker, the center fielder. Baker had 3 hits at Cincy, drove in 1 run. He was 3 for 13. Runner at first, Henry Aaron. He's the first base runner on either side. Dusty Baker, the batter. Stands not too deep, but he is toward the back of the batter's box, has some power, and the pitch on the way. Strike down the middle. Baker had his best year last year. His goal, of course, is to improve on it. Good young ball player, Dusty Baker. The pitch. Outside. A ball and a strike to Baker. On deck for Atlanta, you have second baseman Davy Johnson. They sold standing room only seats here today. The pitch. A high bounce. Over third. Base hit. Left field. Aaron will try for third. He'll make it because the ball got away. They're going to wave Henry to the plate. He will score. The throw to third. Out at third base. But Aaron scores, and it's 1-0. Baker will be credited with a hit and an RBI, and Dusty, Connie Ryan talking to him. I can't tell whether he jammed a leg or what, but he's all right. Baker gets a hand for a daring slide down there. It was a very close play. They've scored an E7 on the play, and that will permit the run to score, so there would be no RBI. Davy Johnson swings and drives one foul up to the left side. It's 1-0 Atlanta. Baker would get credit for a double and then thrown out at third base for the left fielder. Davy looks at one wide. 1 ball, 1 strike. Johnson in the young season has had 1 hit, drove in a run. High fly ball, medium center. Jimmy Wynn coming on, and it's 2 away. That'll bring up Vic Correll. It's a double, thrown out 7-5, error 7, no RBI as we get the official results from the official scorer tonight. Vic Correll, the catcher, is 0 for 3 in the young season. He's facing Al Downing with nobody on and 2 away. The pitch. Bounced it up there, and it's 1-0. Aaron walked to start the inning. Baker has the only hit, a double. Atlanta leading 1-0. We're in the Atlanta second. Al Downing ready. Left-hander delivers. Low outside, ball 2. Shortstop Craig Robinson would be next. One of the great opening nights of all time, I'm sure. Jam-packed Atlanta Stadium. The 2-0 pitch. Bouncer, shortstop, good stop by Russell. Turns, throws, got him. Boy, what a reaction by Russell. He can pick it, boys. Fine play, took a hit away from Correll. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, nobody left. We've completed 2 in Atlanta. Braves 1, Dodgers nothing.
Once.
As we go to the third, Garvey looks at Reed, and to tell you about it, here's Ernie.
Thank you, Milo. The first pitch swung on, missed. Garvey, a right-handed batter, hitting .250, 2 for 8, with a home run and 2 RBIs. Playing first base for the Dodgers, he'll be followed by Bill Russell. Reed winding the 0-1. Swung on, bounced slowly toward third. Evans comes in, has it. Throwing! Not in time. He couldn't get it out of his glove. Evans had difficulty getting it out of his glove. Slow bounce to the third. Let's see how they score it. Here's Bill Russell. You ask Evans, he'll tell you he should have thrown him out, but we'll see how they score it. Russell, right-handed batter, the pitch to him. Low and away on a breaking ball. Russell batting .364, 4 for 11, has an RBI, off to a fast start. From the belt, the 1-0 pitch. 2-0. Hooey on buoy, a sign just went by. Maybe it was best he didn't come. 2-0 pitch. Here it is. Strike call. Been no decision on that play. He's at first base. 2 balls and 1 strike. Russell waits. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on, high fly right center. Baker back, Gar back. Oh, it drops. All hands safe. Runners at second and third. Goes as a base hit. It should have been caught. Somebody's got to catch that ball. A high fly ball right center that Gar and Baker had difficulty getting together on. It dropped out there. Runners at second and third. Reed's support hasn't actually been brilliant here in the third. Now here's Al Downing. He'll work from the stretch. Reed, the pitch swung on, miss. Downing up for the first time. Braves with their infield back. Rain starting to come again. Braves leading 1-0. Dodgers threatening. Swing and a miss. Now they've given a base hit, I guess, to Garvey. Yeah, they have. 2 hits on the board. The next pitch swung on, hit deep, foul to right. So an infield hit to Garvey. A double in right center by Russell. And the Dodgers have 2 on and nobody out. Wind and rain whipping around. No night for a new hairdo. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on, line drive, hit, left center field. 1 in. Baker fields the ball. The throw, runners will hold at first and third. So Downing helps his own cause with a solid single to center. Just out of the reach of a diving Craig Robinson. Anybody who walks to that plate with a bat is dangerous. Reed found out. As Downing singles, it's 1-1. Now the rain, a little heavier. Umbrellas up. Huge crowd. Thousands turned away. Ran out of standing room only tickets. Wiping off home plate, Downing gets a windbreaker. Let's send a salute down to Clearwater, Florida. WTAN radio in Clearwater. H. Dennison Parker, Frank Reed, Jim Short, and the gang, the whole staff, commend them for picking up our games for the benefit of all the people in that area. Pitch to Lopes, high. So WTAN in Clearwater, carrying Braves radio in the Tampa, Clearwater, St. Petersburg area. And it's appreciated by all. 1-0 pitch from Reed. Swung on, bounce to third. They're coming to the plate. They got him hung up and tagged for out number 2. Evans and Corral played that ball well. A bounce to the third. Russell tried to score. Evans fired home. Corral ran down Russell for out number 2. Runners first and second. Fielder's choice. It goes 2. Make that 5-2. That'll bring on Bill Buckner. 1-1 game, 2 away. Buckner grounded to second in the first inning. Now time call. Let's see. 1 out. My mistake. 1 out. That's what they're yelling about down there. The scoreboard had 2. I had 2. There's a foul away. Should have been 2, at least. Runners first and second. Still raining. A run in, 1-1. Third inning. Reed from the belt. Pitching. Fastball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Garvey had an infield hit. Russell, a double to right center. Downing, a single for a run. Lopes out. The pitch. Swung on, high pop. Let's see if this is out number 2. Could be. Evans makes the catch. In foul territory, Evans takes a foul pop off the bat of Bill Buckner. Now 2 down for Jim Wynn. So Reed trying to get out of a jam here in the third inning. The Braves got a run in the second inning. The left fielder, Buckner, let a ball get away from him. Pitch to Wynn. High. We thought the rain might be through for the night. Earlier, there were a few clouds and some blue sky. Now it's back. 1-0 pitch. Low and away. 2-0. Downing's at second base. Lopes is at first. A 1-1 game. 3 hits for the Dodgers. The 2-0 from Reed on the way. Swung on, hit to third, and by third off the glove of Evans. Another run will score. Aaron chasing the ball in left. Here comes Lopes. Here comes a throw. He's in. A vicious double over third that Evans diving for, just tipped with his glove. 2 bases. The double and 2 RBIs. Just like that, the Dodgers, who have won 3 in a row, lead 3-1. There was nothing cheap about that one. A bullet over third. Here's Joe Ferguson. Reed had him 3 up and 3 down in the first 2 innings. Trouble in the third. The pitch to Joe. Foul back. 4 hits in the inning. Two of them legitimate. Crawford would be next. The 0-1 pitch. Over the outside corner with a fastball. Same 2 clubs tomorrow night. Broadcast time 7:20. Remember our new starting time. 0-2. Call strike 3. Reed strikes out Ferguson for the second time. But the Dodgers get 3 on 4 hits. Leave 1. Middle of the third inning, it's now Los Angeles 3, Atlanta 1. The run Aaron scored gives him 2,063. First National League, he's 3rd all time. So every time Hank does something this year, it's a new record, it seems. The amateur radio operators worldwide are saluting Hank Aaron. The Atlanta Radio Club is operating a multi-transmitter station from within the stadium. They're receiving hundreds of radiograms congratulating Hank and wishing him well. If you'd like to send a free radiogram to Hank, contact the nearest radio amateur in your neighborhood. He will send your message. Tommy, they still call them hams, do they? All right. Craig Robinson will lead it off. He got his first hit Sunday in Cincinnati for the year. He'll be followed by Ron Reed. Robinson also with an RBI. 3-1 Dodgers. Downing's pitch swung on, hit foul up by third. Downing staked to a 2-run lead now. He leads 3-1 on 4 hits and 1 error. The Braves 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. Sparse schedule around the American National League today. 0-1. Al Downing, clever lefty with the pitch. Screwball goes high and away. He's got a good slip pitch or a palm ball. Sneaky fastball. Knows how to pitch. 1-1. Robinson waits, a right-handed batter, the 1-1 pitch. Inside corner, 1-2. Jim Busby coaching at first base, Connie Ryan at third. Wherever you may be tonight, we hope that you're enjoying another Braves broadcast. 1-2 pitch from Downing, swung on, foul tip. The Reds will be in over the weekend. The Dodgers are here through Thursday. Then the Padres come in with Big Mac, Willie McCovey. Robbie chokes up on the bat a couple of inches. Downing looks him over. Downing's really in that hat tonight. Must be cold down on that mound. Windy. 1-2. He holds up just in time. 2-2. On the map of the United States, in a manner of a flag in center field, 2-2 pitch, high and away. Let's see if Robbie would line one right to about Milwaukee. It'd be about, it'd be a single for sure. Three and two, and the payoff pitch. He's on with a walk. That's the second walk. Here's Ron Reed. Maybe bunting. Let's watch and see. Reed, right-handed batter. An umbrella just went down on the field in right field. Nobody holding on to it, so everything's all right. Luke Lassiter and his gang out tonight. He got a big group over there. I guess he can't hear us. He usually can. That he does. You all right, Mr. Lassiter? Fine. Nice to see you. What a turnout here tonight. Pitch to Reed. He squares the bunt. Fouls it back. 0-1. People coming to the ball game today about 5:30 to 6 o'clock. The traffic was jammed up. 0-1 on Reed. They're looking for another bunt. Say is in tight at third. Robinson's at first. Nobody out. Ferguson with the sign. Downing pitching. Reed takes it. Fergie thought that was over. That was close. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, we had a nice time at the 400 luncheon today. One and one. The outfield shallowed up just a shade for Reed. They throw to first. They got him picked off. Al Downing just gave Craig Robinson a little touch of welcome to the bigs. He picked him off. No place to hide when that happens. You're right out there. That's one thing about baseball. Everybody sees your errors. You can hide them in the office. All right, Reed waiting in the 1-1. Fastball away. 2-1. Hundreds of writers from all over the country here. This broadcast being heard all over the Southeast. A 2-1 pitch. Swung on, miss, 2-2. Also broadcast going back to Puerto Rico, the Dominican, Caracas, Venezuela. American Forces Radio also. Two. Downing's pitch. Swung on, miss, strikeout. This might even get up to Brattleboro, Vermont. All right, here's Gar. We're in the bottom half of the third inning. Dodgers are leading 3-1. Gar bounced to the pitcher in the first inning. Got the net out. Ralph might hit one up here. Left-handed batters do sometimes. There's a fastball, almost hit Ralph. 1-0. The 1-0 pitch from the lefty Al Downing is swung on, hit through the third baseman. In the left field, Downing looked like he had Gar. Let's see how they score that. It was well hit, but right through Say's legs. It's a boot. Here's Lum. Gives Say an error. Put Gar at first base. He hit that ball pretty well. Gar's still looking for his first hit of the year. All right, Lum, 0 for 1. Pitch is over for a strike. Lum just missed a home run in the first inning. Hit a 2-0 pitch just past the pole and right. Downing from the belt. And the 0-1 pitch. Over. Darrell Evans on deck. Hank Aaron has batted once here tonight. They walked him. Ferguson with a sign. Gar with a pretty good lead. Downing looking at him. Pitching. Swung on. Missed. Strikeout. And Lum is out number 3. 2 strikeout the inning for little Al Downing. No runs, no hits, a walk, an error, 1 left, pick off.
Evans couldn't get a ball out of his glove, and Gar and Baker played you take it, I got it, and neither one of them did. Led to a 3-run inning. Outside to Crawford, ball 1, no strike. So it's Crawford, Say, and Garvey in the Los Angeles 4th. Dodgers are in front in a 3-1 game. Braves led briefly 1-0 at the end of 2. That's a ball. We're in the 4th, and Henry Aaron will be due up second in the bottom of the inning. Aaron has walked and scored the only Atlanta run. That was in the 2nd. The wind of the 2-0 pitch. That's a little low, and it's ball 3. The Giants beat the Reds 4-3 at Candlestick. New York Yankees knocked off Cleveland 5-3. There will be no other scores to give you. Strike called, and it's 3-1. Dodgers picked up their 3 runs on 4 hits, all in the 3rd inning. They've out-hit the Braves 4-1. And the 3-1 to Crawford. Strike called inside corner at the knees. Davidson calling the balls and strikes. Around the bases 1st to 3rd. It's Pulley, Sudol, and Wire. All right, he's got a full count, and Reed kicks and he fires. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. He challenged him with high hard stuff and got away with it.
Second strikeout in a row. He ended the last inning getting Ferguson.
That gives him 4 strikeouts, and we'll pause quickly here for station identification. This is the Braves Baseball Network.
WSB Radio Atlanta. The sports stars know Vittorio's. The sports fans know Vittorio's. That's where they get together for fine steaks and Italian delicacies. 2263 Peachtree.
Well, we've just had our first display. We've had some couple of young fans run onto the field to shake hands with Henry Aaron. And I hope they think that a night in the cooler is worth it, because that's what they're going to get. Reed has struck out 4. He has not walked anybody. And Ron Say, the 3rd baseman, bounced off Reed's body and it carried him to Lum the last time up. Here's a foul coming back this way. 1-1. Garvey due up next. Pitch on the way, swung on, high pop, shallow right center. Baker and Gar coming together, and Baker makes the catch. Looked like they were going to have trouble getting together on that one.
The wind is really kicking up now, and the rain is starting to come again. I think that's causing most of the problems out there. As I look at the flags, looks like they're starched up here above us.
Here's Garvey, led off the third with a hit, scored their first run. Nobody on, 2 down. Ron Reed against Al Downing. We're in the 4th inning. Garvey's a right-hand batter. Off speed, swung on, popped up down the right side. Mike Lou, Lum's going to be there, and he makes the catch. Good effort. Lum broke quickly on that ball, ran with it, going away toward the lower boxes down the right side. Good effort by Mike Lum. 3 up and 3 down. We're in the middle of the 4th. Dodgers 3, Braves. In the Atlanta 4th, Evans will lead it off. Then it'll be Henry Aaron, followed by Dusty Baker. When the 2 young men ran onto the field to shake hands with Henry Aaron, that wasn't much of a surprise. The surprise was they had their clothes on. Maybe the fad's over. Here is Evans. He bounced to second in the opening inning. Al Downing, a lefty, working with a 2-run lead. He's given up only 1 hit, a double to Dusty Baker in the 2nd. Aaron is on deck. His first time up, he walked. Right now, we're in the 4th. The pitch is down and out. Breaking pitch, ball 1. Those in the stands who may be watching while listening to their radios, that's a ball outside, and we realize there are many doing it, especially here tonight. You'll notice that the Dodgers are wearing a black armband on their left sleeve. That is in respect and reverence to the passing of Ken McMullen's wife in the last day or 2. Here's the 2-0 pitch. There's a shot back behind second. Russell can't pick it up. Now does, throws. Safe at first base. Evans hustling down that line. See how they scored. It'll bring up Henry. He represents a tying run, and the crowd is up again in Atlanta Stadium. They score it as an error. It cannot be an error on the second baseman because the shortstop was the man who fielded it. Got to be an E6, not an E4. That is the 3rd Dodger error. And here is Henry Aaron. This crowd is up all around. The pitch to him. Bounced it up there, and it's ball 1. Henry Aaron in the 2nd inning walked and scored. He's sitting on 7-14. Here's the pitch by Downing. Swinging. There's a drive into left center field. That ball is going to be out of here. It's gone. It's 7-15. There's a new home run champion of all time, and it's Henry Aaron. The fireworks are going. Henry Aaron is coming around third. His teammates are at home plate, and listen to this crowd. Crowd is cheering Henry Aaron, the home run king of all time. 7-15 came on a ball 1, no strike count. It was into left center. Bill Buckner, the left fielder, tried to go up and get it. He climbed the fence. He couldn't get it. The ball was into the grass just to the right of the bullpen. And this ball game is tied on the strength of the record-setting home run by Henry Aaron. How about that? Aaron's home run to the power alley in left center field. This crowd is going crazy. Now Henry is over by his lovely wife, Billy, over by his parents and the rest of his family. And, brother, I want to tell you, he has set this baseball crowd on its ear, and the fireworks filling the sky over Atlanta Stadium. Yes, Henry Aaron has done it at the age of 40. Babe Ruth was 40 when he hit .714. And Henry Aaron, who 2 years ago seriously announced that he was going to challenge the great Bambino, has done it here tonight, Monday night, April the 8th, 1974. And now the game will be delayed for ceremonies in the on-deck circle to the right, where Chairman of the Board of the Atlanta Braves, Bill Bartholomew, will make a presentation, and we'll hope that we can pick it up. This is the moment they've been waiting for. This is why this was a sellout crowd. Everybody came hoping that tonight would be the night. It turned out to be just that. Looking around in this crowd, everybody's up. Over 50,000 here. He's surrounded by photographers. And as Henry will probably say in a moment or two, I'm glad it's over. It has been a rough, rough trip. And so the record that they set in our lifetime, or maybe any time, could never be broken, has, in fact, been broken. The Babe himself, after he retired, felt that his 60 home runs in 1 year could be broken because several hitters had come close. But he personally felt that the .714 would not be broken. But Henry Aaron, with a great, steady, methodical, healthy career, has done it here tonight. A home run to deep left center field. And as I said, Bill Buckner tried to climb the fence to haul it in. But it was going, gone. And we've got a 3-3 game. Aaron's teammates meeting him at home plate. The bullpen crew ran in. There were several people who ran onto the field. And so with a jam-packed Atlanta Stadium looking on, and also a national television audience, they have seen maybe, just maybe, but certainly in my lifetime and maybe yours, the greatest moment in the world of sport. They're trying to get the crowd's attention now as Bill Bartholomew, as he is making the presentation. It'll read April the 8th, 1974, the night that Henry Louis Aaron passed George Herman Ruth. If you're not a little bit limp, well, you ought to be, because this is the excitement that causes it. And so the pride of Mobile, Alabama, has reached the goal that he sought to reach. Home run number 715. They have not changed the sign in left center field as yet. And to you folks who are in the ballpark, you were there. And now it's official. As the song has said, move over, babe. Here comes Henry. And Henry has arrived. Henry now thanking the crowd. He says he thanks God that it's all over with. And Monty Irvin is there representing the commissioner. The man who's the head of this great game is not here tonight, Commissioner Bowie Kuhn. Monty Irvin from the commissioner's office and a member of baseball's Hall of Fame, making the presentation on behalf of the commissioner's office. Monty Irvin now being introduced. He will represent the commissioner. To the man who's forgotten at this moment, but whose name will go in the record book, is the little lefty Al Downing. He threw the pitch on a 1-0 pitch. He missed with the first pitch. It was a ball. He was greeted with a lusty round of boos. That's the way it's been for the last year. Anytime that they didn't throw the pitch over the plate. The pitcher got an unwelcome applause. The booing is for the commissioner, who was not able to make it here tonight. And the crowd is greeting Monty Irvin, who doesn't deserve this kind of a reception. But I know he realizes it's not for him. It's for the commissioner of baseball, Bowie Kuhn. I don't know if they'll let him speak or not. So the presentation has been made from the commissioner's office by Monty Irvin. The scoreboard reads 3-3. 7:15 has been hit out of Atlanta Stadium by the great Henry Aaron, and here's another hand for the hammer from Mobile. So Henry Aaron, who hit his first home run in 1954 off Vic Raschi. Little did anyone ever realize when he hit that one that this kind of an evening would ever come true. It wasn't even in Henry's mind until a couple of years ago, but tonight he has done it, and now the ball game will go on. The greatest record in sport has been broken, and Al Downing will have time now to get in a few warm-up tosses. And so, as this crowd starts to settle down a bit now, to the man who saw him come up, played with him, and who has broadcast several of his home runs, got to be a little butterfly or two in the Big East tummy right now.
Butterflies and tears in the eyes. This is going to be the greatest moment for anyone to witness in this great game of baseball. It's just tremendous, and to think that here it is, national television, standing room only crowd, and Hank Aaron more or less saying, boys, I'm going to do it tonight. He's done it. And you would think he wouldn't do it tonight. But so many people, I'm sure, feeling the same way. Will he do it? But how can he do it with all this pressure? And he hits it over the left center field wall. It's just the greatest thing that I've ever witnessed. And as I said at the top of the show, I feel so happy for Mr. and Mrs. Herbert Aaron Sr. They have got to be the proudest parents. They've got a wonderful family, and they have a son that has brought so much acclaim, not only the game of baseball, but just so much to himself, his family, and, well, I just wish that Henry Aaron could stand out there and talk to every one of the people here, because I think he would like to shake everyone's hand for being here tonight, and the applause has been deafening. It's just the greatest thing that's ever happened in this game.
Well, Henry was visibly moved by the pregame ceremony.
Yeah.
That was one of the reasons as I came back upstairs that I had a little inkling that, I don't know, maybe that it had gotten to him a little bit tonight. Because before the game, I talked to Henry Aaron in the clubhouse, and he said, well, if I don't hit it tonight, it's not a great big worry, because it's not like I've got a deadline. I've got tomorrow, I've got the month, I've got another season. But it's just as though he had been brought on here with a stage set.
Yeah.
They unveiled a bust of him that'll be placed in front of the stadium in the pregame ceremony, and almost in a way of thanking the thousands who came out, and also in another token of thanking the millions of fans who watched him over the years. He hit it, 715. That's the blazing light on the message board. It's also the number that's in the play where it says scoring out in right center field. And believe it or not, although the great cheering and the applause has died down, there's still a great buzz in this crowd. And there is the 5 going up on the scoreboard in left center. 715 is no longer a fantasy. It's no longer something that people think about or dream about, or that players wonder if they can ever reach. Henry Aaron has done it here tonight. Here's Dusty Baker as the game gets underway. Again, pitch to him as a ball outside. Yes, sir, 715 is reality. Ball high and away. And he got it off of a pitcher that's been tough on him, Al Downing. And as I mentioned the first time he came up, would it be an omen? Downing wearing number 44 and Aaron with number 44. Ball 3 now to Dusty Baker. Score tied 3-3, bottom of the fourth. Pitch and a ball. He walks Dusty Baker. What a moment, and what a night, and what a thrill for anybody involved. Davy Johnson flied to center in the second inning. Downing has now walked 3, struck out 2, given up only 2 hits, but he's involved in a 3-3 tie. And the pitch on the way is low inside on a breaking ball, and it's 1-0. Braves baseball surrounding Henry Aaron, supplying the exciting story of the year, the decade, the generation. 1 ball and no strikes. Downing out of the stretch, swing and a foul back. 1-1. President of the National League, Chub Feeney, I believe, was delayed here a bit tonight, and I see him in the press box now. His plane was delayed. He was due to arrive in time for the ceremonies, but could not make it. 1 ball and 1 strike. Baker at first with a walk. There's nobody out. Evans reached on an error, and Henry Aaron hit a 1-0 pitch to his liking over the left center field fence. Bounced foul outside of third. One ball and 2 strikes. That ball went right for the 385 sign in the power alley in left center field. Not time called, something blowing around down here. And a ball also retrieved behind the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The look to first, the pitch. Low inside. And right after this game, right here on Braves Radio, it'll be my pleasure and privilege to interview Henry Aaron at his locker in the Braves clubhouse. And then we'll go immediately to the press conference, which will be on television on Channel 2 here in Atlanta. That bounces up there, but Ferguson blocks it. It doesn't bounce through.
Home run came officially at 9:07 versus 11 minute delay. 9:07, 11 minute delay in the game.
You want to add the time to the date? They've officially clocked it at 9:07. There was an 11-minute delay while this crowd showed their appreciation to a great star, future Hall of Famer, Henry Aaron. All right, we got a full count on Davy Johnson. Al Downing has his sign. He stretches to the belt, looks to first. Here's the pitch. That's a ball. He walked him. Baker was going with the pitch. Didn't matter. It was ball 4. That is the 4th walk by Downing. And Walter Alston, the dean of the skippers, Dodger manager, is moving toward the mound. And so the home run that will be played and played. Films will be shown, videotapes, voice tracks, an exciting moment. So Walter Alston is to the mound now, talking with his little lefty Al Downing. They've got a right-hander throwing in a bullpen, and it looks like Mike Marshall, the former Montreal Expo. The tip-off to me is he's got shoulders like a blacksmith and no warm-up jersey.
He never wears a shirt, a sweatshirt.
He's his own man, brother.
Yeah, he is. I believe it is Mike Marshall.
It is.
He's got the highest number, if I read it right. Number 73.
Maybe he's wearing
He's a split end.
as a memory of his last year at Montreal.
Al Downing is leaving, and the fans on their feet giving him a hand. All right, Walter Alston is going to make a change. The new pitcher will be Mike Marshall. What do Pearl Sandow, Steve Schmidt, Joe Gerson, the Coca-Cola Company, Maxwell House Coffee?
The last time you bought a man's suit, did you hear something like this? Here's your ticket, sir. Your suit will be ready in 10 days.
He might not have gotten his uniform ready. He didn't have the black band on the arm, and remember of Mrs. McMullen either.
Yeah.
Oh, he's been tough on us last year in 6 appearances, 2-0, stingy earned run average of 159. He's become one of the top relievers in the game. He's a fit, physical fitness nut. Runners first and second, nobody out. Swing and a miss by Correll. I think one of the greatest lines I've heard since the home run was supplied by His Honor, the Mayor of Atlanta. Maynard Jackson is going to be on with us a little later. He said, Cecil B. DeMille couldn't have staged it better.
No, he could not have.
0-1. Baker second, Johnson first. Both walked to get on. Downing lasted 3+ innings, gave up 3 runs, 2 hits. 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, but he'll be remembered mostly tonight for throwing the pitch that Aaron hit for 7-15. Going to bunt it, let it go by, 1 ball, 1 strike. That's the greatest thing about this game. Not only is it the most unpredictable game in the world, but there's more sentiment to this game than any other game. And even though the Babe was revered, and naturally that great record had stood so long, there was no doubt the acclaim that was waiting for Henry when he hit it. And he's got to know it now after tonight. Fouled up to the right side. Look, somebody evidently made a catch. Crowd's going to react to everything here tonight. They're in a festive mood, and they ought to be. Where were you on April 8, 1974? There'll be about 500,000 people say they were here.
Yeah.
1 ball and 2 strikes, pitch on the way. Boy, his arm came out. Did he throw a screwju to a right-hand batter?
Yeah, he'll do it once in a while. He'll break it in on the right-handed batters. He throws it to everybody. Got a good one.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Mike Marshall, the Dodger pitcher.
I wonder if they heard about the Lindbergh baby over there. He's only thrown 4 pitches. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stretch by Marshall, pitch on the way, and high inside a ball to Vic Correll. Craig Robinson, the shortstop, is on deck. The Braves jumped in front with a run in the first. Shaky support for Reed allowed the Dodgers to go in front 3-1 in the third. And number 715 by Henry, with a man aboard in this inning, has tied it at 3-3. And that's where we are now in the bottom of the 4th inning. Marshall getting his sign from Ferguson. Right-hander at the belt, kicks and delivers. Bouncer foul outside of third, and Connie Ryan, the third base coach, has it. Marshall, certainly, if he had to be traded, I guess he joined the right family, Ernie. He's a screwball pitcher, and he joined a staff that lives on it.
Jim Brewer, the left-handed screwball pitcher. There's a right-hander, so it strengthens their bullpen. Remains to be seen whether they'll miss Willie Davis.
They got a big outfield to cover in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
All right, we're due a payoff pitch. Runners first and second. They're not going. There's a bouncer to second. Flip to short. And the ball's been dropped and rolls away to the left. What should have been a double play, they don't get anybody. Russell couldn't hang on to the ball, and it's another error. And would you believe that the Dodgers, who pride themselves on defense, have made 4 errors in this game?
Taylor made double play. Couldn't have it better if you rolled it out there, but they just didn't handle it. Now here's Craig Robinson. Let's see if the Braves can take advantage of the bases loaded, nobody out. Robinson, the hitter.
Yes, sir. While we're pausing here for a moment, let's do it for station identification. This is the Braves Baseball Network.
WSB Radio Atlanta. For your next visit to Atlanta, stay at Days Inn nearest the stadium. Days Inn, Farmers Market, 888 single, 1188 double. Call toll-free for reservations.
All right, there's a Brave on every base, and Tepedino's going to bat here for Robinson. Eddie Matthews seeing a chance maybe to get a knockout punch. Tepedino has been announced. Means that Marty Perez will probably loosen, or it could be Foster. We'll wait and see, because we'll need a new shortstop. Bases are loaded. And while they're talking it over here, Mayor Maynard Jackson is honored the mayor of this great city. What a night it is for you, Mayor. You must be very proud.
Fantastic night for all of Atlanta. I sat there, Milo, and I really couldn't believe it. It was staged, it was ready, and he came. I literally found myself praying for it. I felt it coming. I rode with that ball. I exulted in it. I listened to myself screaming and yelling and waving my arms and bathing in Hank's moment of glory, and all of us are the prouder for his own greatness.
Isn't it great for our city?
It's the first day of the Dogwood Festival here. It's a great time for Atlanta. This is April the 8th, the day the King was buried, the day my daughter Brooke was born, the day that Hank Aaron broke the record, number 715. Milo, it was out of sight.
You're not going to have any trouble remembering the date, are you?
Not at all. And it's a great time, and all of us appreciate the job you and Ernie are doing.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for coming by. Maynard Jackson, the mayor of Atlanta, relishing as all the folks here are in this great moment and this great night. All right, Tepedino, with the bases loaded and nobody out, will face Mike Marshall. Left-hand batter, right-hand pitcher. Reed's on deck. You got Baker third, Johnson second, Corral at first. The pitch, low inside. And so, as you've heard us say so often, when you get that double play ball and don't make it, sometimes it opens a floodgate. And we'll see now if the Braves are able to capitalize on it. There have been 2 errors in the inning and 4 Dodger errors in the game, and we're only in the 4th inning. Score tied 3-3. Braves with a chance to take their second lead of the night. Marshall worked from the stretch. Past the letters to the belt, and he looks back. 1-0 to Tepe. Ball, strike and a delayed call. I got to get used to Satch again.
1 ball, 1 strike.
So it's 1-1. Ferguson with the sign. There's a Brave on every base. There is nobody out. It's the inning that Henry did it. 7-15. Ball, and it's 2-1. Now Marshall taking a little extra time. A wind that is kicking up here. Looks like it's blowing out up over the center field upper deck right now, but it's whipping. You can't really tell where it's staying. All right, the 2-1 pitch. Ball. 3-1. You know, one of the things that's in my mind, with the weather forecast we had and the storm we had about 4 o'clock and the way the wind is blowing and it sprinkled a couple times, this game's not in the record book yet.
No, it isn't.
7:15 is not official. I got to believe we'd play here tonight if we had to keep the lights on till breakfast. Three balls, 1 strike. Pearl Bailey, who sang the national anthem, is going up the aisle, and a lot of the folks recognizing her, of course. She is a great baseball fan, by the way. She just didn't drop by to sing the Star-Spangled Banner. She's a great and knowledgeable fan. Sammy Davis Jr. also in that category, and he's here tonight. The 3-1 pitch. A ball, and he walked him, and a run will come in. Dusty Baker will cross home plate. The Braves lead 4-3. Johnson's at third. Corral at second. Tepedino gets an RBI the easy way. Here's Ron Reed with a chance to help his own cause. Still loaded with Braves. And nobody outpitched to Reed. Swinging a foul back. Reed in the third inning against Downing struck out swinging. And so a new generation of baseball fans. And I think that's one of the things that Henry Aaron believes he has done. He's interested the young breed in baseball again. They caught him as their hero, as the other generation did Babe Ruth. And he rewarded them for it here tonight. He checked his swing, Reed thought, but the umpire said no, and it's strike two. Ralph Garr is on deck. The Braves have been out-hit 4-2, but lead 4-3. Thanks to Dodger wildness on the mound and shaky play in the field. They've made 4 errors. The look, the pitch, high inside, 1-2. You'd almost think you were in Shea Stadium. This crowd hadn't been still a second.
No.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Reed waiting. He's got a teammate on every base. 3 runs are in. It's enabled Atlanta to take a 1-run lead, and there's nobody out. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled up to the right side. Souvenir time above the first base dugout. And so Henry Aaron from the South, Mobile, Alabama, in a ballpark that was built in a city rich in baseball tradition. Many fans here tonight remember old Ponce in the days of Earl Mann and the great players that came through here over the years. A little popper to short. He'll stab it. That's Russell, and it's 1 gone. Here's Garr, the 8th man to bat in the inning. Johnson third, Corral second, and Tepedino a pinch hitter walk. Atlanta Braves pitcher Tommy House, the little lefty from Southern California, retrieved the home run ball. All right, Ralph Garr looking for his first hit of the year, and this is the 4th game. This would be a great spot to get it. The pitch on the way. Ball, 1-0. Those of you who will be listening on your way home on your car radios, remember, we'll be interviewing Henry Aaron at his locker in the clubhouse right after the game. And the folks at home on television will be able to see him in his press conference right after that. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. Swings and he misses. 1-1 to Garr. Governor Jimmy Carter is here tonight. Among the dignitaries. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. It's been a long inning, but well worth it. 1-1 with 1 down. Marshall taking extra time. Now the stretch and the pitch at first. So Garr with his first RBI of the young season with a line drive sacrifice fly. It's 2 away. The Braves lead 5-3. They bat it around because here comes Lum. 4-run inning, and the Braves are leading 5-3. Mike Lum bounced out, struck out. He's 0 for 2. Runners first and second, 2 down. Swing and a miss. Boy, he turned that one over like a corkscrew, didn't he?
Yeah, the screwball biting going away from Lum. 0-1.
Oh and 1, and the fellow who started the inning, Darrell Evans, is on deck. Braves with a 2-run lead. They had a 1-run lead earlier. And from the belt, screwball bounced to the mound. Lum is thrown out. Marshall to Garvey, pitcher to first, but the Braves bat around, have an inning, and it's an inning long to be remembered. It's the inning that Henry Aaron hit 7-15, and he'll get another ovation as he goes to the outfield. In the inning, there were 4 runs. Only one hit. There were a couple of errors and 2 left. And as Henry Aaron is greeted as he goes to left field at the end of 4, it's the Atlanta Braves 5, the Dodgers 3.
5, the Delta Professionals. Delta is ready when you are.
Marty Perez is the new shortstop. He will bat 9th. On the message board, Daniel Donahue. He's the president. The Braves and the Atlanta LaSalle Corporation salute Henry Aaron and home run number 715.
4 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned, 4 walks, 2 running out, and 8 home runs.
I think now that it has happened, the thing that is really the most contrasting, other than the 2 men themselves and the type of home runs they hit. Ruth hit towering blows. Aaron, for the most part, has been a line drive hitter. Aaron has been a quiet man, his own man, a loner, really. Ruth was flamboyant. But the biggest contrast to me is the manner in which they hit them. Ruth had no pressure, no problems, no nothing. In fact, every time he hit one, it was really unnoticed. And when he hit his last 3 on the last day that he hit any, there is a strike to wrestle. It really went unnoticed. It wasn't even a front-page story because nobody knew that day that he was going to quit in a week. But Aaron has fought many obstacles. There's a high bouncer short. Marty Perez with a try right away. Throws, and he gets a speedball wrestle. 1 gone. In other words, once it became evident, the publicity became unreal. The following of the press and the radio and the TV and the incessant questioning everywhere he went. He just could no longer be the lone man that he had been for years. But here's the pitch now to Marshall. That's a ball. But I think other than the tribute to the fact that he's hit 715, the greatest thing I can say about Aaron, that he never lost his composure, never lost his poise, and handled it magnificently all the way through.
I can't add an awful lot, really. It couldn't have happened to a nicer fellow.
There's a high pop off Marshall's bat. Catcher Corral circling back toward the screen. Vic has it. 2 gone. Now some fan has run onto the field. I don't know if the city jail's big enough. There are going to be a few guests in there tonight. Some people will think that's unfair, but it's a rule in every big league ballpark. Ball. If you don't have some kind of a stiff penalty, they'd be running on there all the time. Tonight you can understand it a little bit, but you still just cannot condone it. Lopes the batter, and that's a strike call, 1-1. Lopes has been called out on strikes. He's reached on a fielder's choice and scored. This is the only big league game going. The 1-1 pitch. A ball. And the build-up and the publicity, one of the things that was always leading toward was Henry the Great. Well, tonight, it happened. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Threw it away, no harm, nobody on. 3 balls, 1 strike. Buckner, the left fielder, is due up next. We're in the 5th inning in Atlanta Stadium. The Braves are leading the Dodgers 5-3. 3-1 pitch. Walked him. Ran the ball in on him, but a little tight. Base on balls to Lopes. That'll bring up Buckner. Here's the fellow who climbed as high as he could on that wire fence. He really tried to go up and haul that bid for 7-15 down. And it wasn't a showboat act. He does it all the time. He plays it to the hilt. Throw to first doesn't get him. The walk is the first given up by Reed. He is struck out 4. Strike call to Bill Buckner. Oh and 1. No balls and a strike. Reed to the belt, looking. Runner fakes a break, doesn't go. Looping fly ball, right field, base hit. Gar over to play it on the roll. They have runners at first and third after 2 out. So it's a base hit for Buckner. They have runners at first and third with 2 down. That is the 5th Los Angeles hit. And it brings up Wynn, who got a double in the 3rd and drove in 2 runs. Popped it foul in the upper deck above the press box to our right. Number 715 went out of the park at 7 minutes after 9. The pitch on the way to Wynn. Strike, it's called, and he's in front of him with 2 strikes. Catcher Ferguson due up next. Runners on the corners, 2 away. Reed stretches to the belt, delivers to Wynn. High foul back up over us again. Still no balls and 2 strikes.
And the pitch on the way is a strike call to Evans. Evans bounced out in the 1st. In the 4th inning, he opened the inning, reaching on an error. And then Henry stepped up and belted 7-15. Braves leading 5-3. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Strike, it's called. He's in front of Evans with 2 strikes. Well, maybe Henry will hit him in a cluster. He's had 1 tonight. Off speed, low inside. 1-2 to Darrell Evans. The Braves have been out hit 5-2, but they lead in the score 5-3. Mike Marshall came on in the 4th. He's working in the 5th. Screwball swung on. High fly ball. Shallow right. Lopes out. Waving off Crawford. Lopes makes the catch about 50 feet in the right center field grass. And here comes Henry. And he's going to get another standing ovation. They haven't announced the attendance, but there's got to be over 50,000 in here. They sold standing room only. Of course, the pass list on this opening night looks like the national debt, so it'll be interesting to see what the paid is. So Henry Aaron taking a little time. He walked in the 2nd and scored. In the 4th inning, bang, 7-15 with a man aboard. Pitch on the way. Screwball on the outside corner for a called strike. Right at the third baseman, Say throws on to Garvey. Aaron out for the first time tonight. He hit that ball pretty good.
He's got his swing groove. He hit that ball well, but right at the third baseman. Here's Baker.
Baker has doubled, walked, and scored a run. We've had a couple of sprinkles here, but I'll say one thing. The crowd came prepared. They brought the windbreakers, the umbrellas, the bumper chutes. Had to be a few golf bags raided. Couldn't check his swing, and it's strike one. Nobody on, 2 out. Our ball game is in the bottom of the fifth. Braves trying to take the first one from the Dodgers in this 4-game set. Spins it off the end of the bat down the right side, foul. Between the coach, Jim Busby, and the bag, Steve Garvey gloves it. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, 2 down. Evans popped up. Aaron smashed one to third and was thrown out. Mike Marshall in relief of Downing. Strike 3 called in the outside corner at the knees. Baker caught looking. That is the first strikeout for Marshall and the third of the game against the Braves. 3 up and 3 down. We have completed 5 in Atlanta Stadium on a historic night. Braves 5, Dodgers 3.
Corporation and your Metropolitan Atlanta EMC.
Joe Ferguson leads off the 6th for the Dodgers. Reed pitches a ball. Ferguson's been up twice. Reed has struck him out twice. Swinging in the second, called him out on strikes in the third. Fouled off. Look out here below in front of the press box. 1 ball and 1 strike. 6th inning, Atlanta Stadium. Sellout. Standing room only. National TV. They saw what they came for. High bouncer short. Marty Perez with it. Throws. Got him. 1 away. Marty Perez, shortstop. Throws out Ferguson. That'll bring up Willie Crawford, the right fielder. There's a little coolness in the air, but I don't think anybody's really noticed it. They have warmed to the occasion. The pitch. Line drive off the fingertips of Perez. That should go as a base hit. It was hit like a bullet. Base hit it is. That is hit number 6 for the Dodgers. Ron Reed has worked into the 6th inning against Al Downing, who threw the record breaker to Henry. Marshall in relief. This is third baseman Ron Say, 0 for 2. Bounced out, flied out. That ball kicked away from Corral, and Crawford's going to get to second. See how they score it. Should be a wild pitch, and it is. Runner at second, Willie Crawford, who can run for a big man. There's 1 out. The pitch to Ron Say, down low, ball 2. The Jonesboro High School band did a great job tonight. They're leaving out through the tunnel.
Very entertaining.
They furnished some great music for the pregame ceremonies. Bouncer back through the middle that Perez cannot get. The run's going to score. And it's 5-4. That was a half swing, but it had enough sting on it to get through the middle. So Say is credited with a hit and a run batted in. That makes it a 1-run difference. Here's Garvey, 1 for 2. Pitch to Garvey is a ball. Runner at first, Ron Say. There's one out. The Dodgers have scored a run. Swing and a miss by Garvey. 2 balls and a strike. April 8th, the big night in Atlanta. It's a 5-4 lead. Braves over Dodgers. Bouncer toward third. Evans in. He'll go to second. 1. That is the only play. Big high chopper to third. Evans went to Davy Johnson, scored 5-4 on the force. Put Garvey at first with a fielder's choice. And it brings up the shortstop, Bill Russell, who has doubled and bounced out. Garvey down at first base with 2 away. A run is in. The Dodgers have moved to within a run in a 5-4 Atlanta lead. Debris flying all over here. It's kind of a windy night, and the hot dog wrappers and all the rest are flying all over the place. There's a high pop foul coming back. Corral may have a play in front of the screen. Nope, it's right behind the screen. Red Patterson has been in baseball many, many years and one of the most respected men in his business. I introduced him that way at the luncheon, and you snuck out on me. Doggone it. But he went down to the Dodger clubhouse and had some questions for Al Downing. He got it for the Dodger broadcasters. There's a bounce foul left side. So we can get it hooked up here. We'll try to pass it along. Runner at first, Steve Garvey, 2 away. Bill Russell, the batter. He is 1 for 2. The pitch, bouncer towards second. Johnson will go to first. He is out, and the side has been retired. Dodgers get a run on a couple of hits. No errors, 1 left. Middle of the 6th in Atlanta on the night that Henry passed the Babe. Braves 5, Dodgers 4. Second baseman Davy Johnson, who has flied to center and walked and scored a run, will be leading it off in the bottom of the 6th. You know, several years ago, the man who had the vision, Mayor Ivan Allen, a great mayor he was, become a good friend of ours over the years here. He got this ballpark built, as he said, no ball club and no money, but we'll stick it up here anyway. But even in his wildest dreams, I don't think he ever thought that he'd ever see this night. Here's the pitch to Davy. He's butting it foul. Mayor Allen, what about it?
It was a moment of destiny, Milo. I knew Hank was going to do it. I didn't see how he could hit it into that wind. It was blowing across the northeast corner. But somehow or the other he did it. It was one of the greatest moments we've ever had in this city.
0-1 to Davy Johnson. Corral, the catcher, due up next. Yeah, you didn't think when they broke ground here in 65 you'd be able to see that, though, did you? Bouncer past third. It goes past save. And it is a base hit. Tough chance over near the line. Base hit for Davy Johnson. And for the Braves in the hit department, that is hit number 3. It is the first hit off Mike Marshall. And Vic Corral, the catcher, he was at the bat rack. Now he's going over to get a new bat, and he's coming back again. No, that's all right. We'll do it. Vic Corral here tonight has bounced out and safe on a fielder's choice. Davy Johnson's at second, a leadoff single that he hit by Say at third. Braves are leading 5-4. Been out hit
7-3, but the Dodgers have made 4 miscues tonight. They don't do that very often. They don't do that very often in a week. Smash to third, bobbled, picked up, throw to second, forced play. That's the second time tonight they've had a double play ball. The other time they didn't get anybody. This time they only got the fourth. Say to Lopes, put Corral at first on a fielder's choice. And it'll bring up Marty Perez. This is Marty's first at-bat of the year. Runner at first, Corral. There's one down. Braves batting in the 6th, leading by a run. Screwball is in there for a called strike. Oh, and 1. Marshall taking a look around, now in to get his sign from Ferguson. Has it and stretches. The pitch. Another Scrooge. He threw this one in the dirt, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Marty Perez batting for the first time tonight and for the year. Mike Marshall came on after Downing got wild after he served up the gopher ball to Henry. Low outside sends Ferguson to his knees. Two balls and a strike with 1 out and a runner at first. Perez waiting. Marshall, the right-hander, out of the stretch. Line drive hit, right center field. Corral is going to come to third. Crawford had trouble picking the ball up, but that did not affect the play. Corral was coming to third anyway. And Marty Perez has picked up a hit. 4th hit for the Braves and brings up pitcher Ron Reed. He's being called back. And now, we have a little delay. We're going to try to get this tape on with Red Patterson, the vice president of the Dodgers, talking to Al Downing in reference to the home run ball. So, Tommy, if you'll spin it, we'll try to get the answers and talk in and around it here. Got runners at first and third with 1 out. The Braves leading by a run, trying to add to that as they bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
What kind of a pitch did he hit? Straight down the middle, upper part of the plate. I was trying to get it down to him, but I didn't get it down, and he hit it. Like, good at his look.
The fact that they booed you when you walked him in the 2nd inning, did this disturb you?
No, I didn't have good rhythm out there all night. I didn't have what you would call good control, and when I got behind him, I was trying to get the ball up, but the ball just kept sinking on me. Didn't bother me, though.
You pitched 5 pitches to him in the 2nd inning, and then, of course, 2 pitches in the 4th inning when he hit the home run, and actually, just as he did home run number 714, he hit this one on the first time he swung his bat.
Well, like a great hitter, when he picks his pitch, I mean, he's pretty certain that's the pitch he's looking for, and chances are he's going to hit it pretty good.
When it went, did you figure it was out?
Well, when he first hit it, I didn't think it might be going because I was watching Wynn and I was watching Buckner. But then the ball just kept carrying. And I watched him when he got to the fence. I knew it was going there.
That was the voice of Al Downing, who served up number 715. And we want to thank Red Patterson, the vice president of the Dodgers, for giving us the use of that tape. Most interesting. And we hope that you enjoyed it. Red, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Johnny Oates is going to bat here. Pinch hitter Johnny Oates pitches a ball. Oates is batting for Reed. Reed has worked 6 innings. Remember, he came off of a severe pull in his elbow last year. And I imagine they don't want him to strain it in that first start, Ernie, wouldn't you think? There's a bouncer to short. Russell going to flip to second. There'll be no other play. The Braves are going to argue. Connie Ryan's out there arguing.
He's calling him safe. No,
He's called him safe. That stopped the argument right quick. It was not a very clear call, and that's what got the second base umpire in a little hot water for a moment. That is an E4 and the fifth Dodger error. Corral scored at 6-4. Perez is safe at second. Oates with the fielder's choice, and the error enables the runner at second to be safe. That's 5 Dodger errors. That's as unusual as Babe Ruth's record being beaten. Here is Ralph Garst still looking for his first hit of the year. He drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the fourth. The Braves have a 2-run lead again in a 6-4 game. Runners first and second, 1 out, stretched by Marshall. Pitch on the way to Gar. He's bunting. It's out in front of the plate. Ferguson can't pick it up. Holy smoke, what's going on here? Bases are loaded. It's almost as if the pressure's on the Dodgers rather than the Braves here tonight on this historic evening. They have not scored it as yet. It would have been a tough chance even if he picks it up cleanly because it was a pretty good bunt about 12, 14 feet out in front of the plate. They're scoring at a sacrifice and an error on the catcher, and that is 6 Dodger errors.
On national television.
Bases loaded, and here is Lum. Oh, if he could hit one now. The pitch on the way. A high bouncer. Out behind second. The shortstop throws, and he got him. But Perez scores, and the Braves lead by 3. Lum is out, but he gets credit for an RBI. Oates over to third. Gars at second. There are 2 away, and it brings up Darrell Evans. On the Oates fielder's choice, he gets an RBI because you cannot presuppose a double play. 7-4 Atlanta. 2 runners in scoring position for Darrell Evans. A high fly down the left side, bending foul, Say running, and Say makes the catch running toward the lower box seat railing. That was the toughest chance of the inning, and they make that play. They kicked everything else all over the place. The Braves get a couple of runs. On 2 hits, there were 2 more Dodger errors. The Braves leave a couple, and at the end of 6 in Atlanta, on the night that Henry passed the Babe, it's Atlanta 7, Los Angeles 4.
April 13th, Buford Claremont Mall.
The total board at the end of 6 in Atlanta Stadium, the Braves 7-4-0, Los Angeles 4-7, and 6 errors. That's right, count them. The Braves have a new pitcher, Buzz Capra. To tell you about him and Reed's record for the night and the inning, here's Ernie.
All right, thank you, Milo. Buzz Capra, acquired from the New York Mets during spring training, will face Vaughn Joshua as a pinch hitter. Joshua hitting for Marshall. That's the only change for the Braves. Capra, the pitcher. Oates, pinch hit. The young Corral is still out there catching. Capra, making his second appearance of the year, 0-1. Lost one of the games in Cincinnati. Has a high ERA of over 10. Now Joshua, left-handed batter, on as a pinch hitter here in the top half of the 7th inning. He's been at bat 4 times, failed to hit in 1974. A chilly night now in Atlanta. A lot of the fans still here, but some have left after seeing Aaron's home run. We're now in the 7th inning. Braves leading 7-4. Capra, little right-hander. Starts his windup. The pitch on the way. Swung on, foul, straight to the screen. I'll tell you one thing about Capra.
He winds up and throws that baseball. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Braves Baseball Network.
WSB Radio, Atlanta.
Home sweet home in Honey Creek. There's one for you. Call Par Realty Incorporated when you're ready to go home. Par Realty, 289-6757.
All right, little meeting on the mound now. Corral and Capra can't get together. Then there was Sterling Beer, just went up the aisle. Reminds us that in the Sterling Beer having a dedication award as some fan is being removed from the stadium. We'll mention it. In the scorecard, Sterling, with their ad, they have a little clip out. My vote for the Sterling Dedication Award goes to. So you can vote for your most dedicated player. Deposit this ballot in the ballot box at the customer service window at aisle 119, or just give it to an usher or an usherette. So when you come to the ballpark, purchase your scorecard, vote for your Sterling Dedication Award player. Time has been called as they remove someone from the ballpark. It's an exciting night. We've seen history made here tonight. I think the mayor worded it right. Hollywood couldn't have produced a better setting or a story. And Aaron, who had not homered in opening day festivities before, has hit 2 this year. The 0-1 swung on miss. He homered on opening day Cincinnati. He homers on opening day Atlanta before a nationwide audience and a standing room only crowd. You talk about rising to the occasion. The 0-2 pitch from Capra. Swung on, missed, dropped, tags the batter, strikeout. So Capra comes on, strikes out the first batter that he faces. Reed went 6 innings, allowed 7 hits and 4 runs. Support wasn't too good in the 3rd inning. A couple of balls fell in there. Now Lacey is batting for Lope, but the Dodgers have committed 6 errors. Unbelievable. Capra winding and pitching. There's a breaking ball outside. Buzz Capra, about 5'10", works in a hurry, throws a lot of breaking balls. A 1-0 pitch. There's a fastball. He's got a sneaky one. Fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Buckner is on deck. This is the top half of the 7th inning. If you happen to be out wandering around and don't know it as yet, but I'm sure you do, Hank Aaron broke the record doing it in the 4th inning. He hit it with 1 aboard. 1-1 pitch. Curve over. You get a Capra, Easterly, Aker. They could be pick-me-up for this pitching staff. The 1-2, a little low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Braves with 7 runs on 4 hits, and it's just the reverse for the Dodgers. They got 4 runs on 7 hits. 2-2. Lee Lacey, a pinch hitter. First at bat, 74. 2-2 pitch. Just outside, 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Wasn't it just great that Hank hit it home? Hit it the old home ballpark, 3-2 pitch, swung on foul. I can recall a day a couple of kids came out to chat with me. I pointed out the historic landmarks of his other home runs. Well, we add another one to that. It's going to be a landmark that thousands of people are going to wander by and say, let's go see where Hank hit it. There's call strike 3 on a breaking ball. Lacey is called out on strikes. 2 strikeouts in a row. Now here's Bill Buckner. Start taking tours of Atlanta now. Tour gals, take heed. You got to include Atlanta Stadium for all the landmarks here by Aaron. First pitch to Bill Buckner is a little bit low. Here's the attendant. 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Foul back. Largest crowd in baseball history here at Atlanta Stadium, 53,775. How about that? There goes an edition of the Constitution or Journal out to Marty Perez, who feels it, wraps it up, puts it in his pocket, now flips it over to Ed Sudol. It was well handled. That looks like the paper out in front of my house on a windy morning. 1-1. Two down, top half of the seventh inning. Bill Buckner at the plate. He's 1 for 3. The pitch to him. Just a little bit outside with a fastball. 2-1. 2 down. 7-4 Atlanta. The 2-1 pitch from Buzz Capra. Just outside. 3-1. Jim Wynn would be next. Three-one pitch. Strike call, 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on. The payoff pitch from Little Buzz. Low. Buckner hustles to first. He walks. Capra walks his first batter after striking out 2. Let's see, I think that's only the second walk, and it is, by Braves pitchers. Here's Jim Wynn. Wynn is 1 for 3, had a double in the third inning. Got a couple of runs home. Closed stance. Pitch to him. Way outside. Nice save by Corral. One and all. Sign given by Corral. And Capra with the pitch. That's over. 1 ball, 1 strike. Got a breaking ball over. Against the Dodgers last year, 2-15 and a tie. Trying to get off on a winning note this year, the Braves. The 1-1 is a strike. 1-2. Ferguson is on deck. At first base is Buckner. He just walked. Capra on in relief of Reed. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, missed. He got him on a bad breaking ball outside, but it really had some bite to it. Buzz Capra strikes out the side. No runs, no hits. 1 left on a walk. Middle of the 7th from Atlanta. Everybody up. Score. Atlanta 7, Los Angeles 4. All right, 7th inning Atlanta. Braves fans on their feet as their favorites lead 7-4. The Braves have but 4 hits, but lead where it counts at 7. This looks like Charlie Huff, and it is. On in relief. Lacey at second. Charlie Huff, the pitcher. Lee Lacey, the second baseman, takes Dave Lopes out of the game. Hank Aaron will lead it off as we move to the bottom half of the 7th. The announcement. Charlie Huff. Let's see if Huff has pitched yet. This is his first game. They got some great pitching out of their starters against the Padres. They had 2 consecutive shutouts. big hand is for Aaron. Hank at 7:15, back in the fourth inning. You know, and every time now he goes to another city, I'm sure the turnout is going to be great. And all he can do is add to that big record. So each one a record in itself. Huff pitch. Outside. And they boo. Boo. Boo, Charlie. 1-0. Now they settle back. 1-0 on Aaron. And a 1-0 pitch. Swung on, miss. Boo, Charlie. You made him swing and miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, you can't beat. Fun at the old ballpark. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, miss. 1-2. One and two. Now Aaron steps out. Channel 17's represented out here. There they are. All right, another newspaper. Out on the field, time call. Aaron waits. Charlie Huff pitching to him. Way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch to Hank. Swung on, bounced back to the middle. Tough play, shortstop. Russell grabs it, throwing in time. Bill Russell covers a lot of ground out there. Henry gets another big hand as he hits the dugout. That might have been his last at-bat here because Ed Matthews has been platooning Hank late, going to Roland office for defensive purpose late in the game. All right, here's Dusty Baker, and a pitch to Bake. Outside. Baker's doubled, walked, and struck out. Signed by Ferguson. A pitch. Outside. 2-0. Davy Johnson on deck. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Atlanta on top 7-4. Charles Huff with a 2-0. Fastball misses, 3-0. Mr. Davison, you look so dapper tonight.
Henry just talked to the president, and maybe in between innings we can fill the fans in on it, Ernie.
That's great. 3-0 pitch. Blowing away. Well, Baker's walking the first. Give us a little bit, Donald.
The president placed a call in the 5th inning. And, of course, Henry was out in the outfield at the time, and I went down to the bench and asked Eddie Matthews if it would be all right if in the bottom of the 6th, Henry came up. He wasn't due to bat. He came up into the clubhouse. We placed a call to the White House, and Henry had a very nice conversation with the president. Of course, congratulated him, was so happy for him, and invited him down to Washington at his convenience, at Henry's convenience. So Henry was really thrilled with the call.
Well, it's been a big night. Capped off by a call from El Presidente. Here's Davy Johnson. 1-0, the first pitch is low. Runner going. There's a drive. Left center field. Over comes Buckner. Jim Wynn drifting back. He's got it. So Wynn played some tricks with that ball. Baker back to first base. That'll bring on Vic Corral. Something about this boy that makes you like him. Vic Corral. Got the build of a catcher. Got a good arm. Two outs, runner first. You know how you pull for some kids to do well? Well, this boy at the plate. You just hope that he'll get a couple of base hits, get his confidence up, pitch to him, strike call. Corral is 0 for 3, reached on an error, scored a run. Throw to first, Baker back. 0-1. Fergie with the sign. The pitch. Swung on, foul. The infield and outfield looks like the service club had a picnic and forgot to pick up. Hot dog wrappers, newspapers, Wrangler wrappers. 0-2. Baker with a pretty good lead at first. It's a 7-4 game, Atlanta. The pitch. Pitch out. No one's going anywhere. Fergie thought Baker might be taken off. The Braves got a run in the second. They got 4 in the fourth and 2 in the sixth. The Dodgers 3 in the third, 1 in the sixth. Reed pitched well. He went the first 6 innings. Capra in relief. Throw to first. Back goes Baker. Well, it's a case of getting some help from the bullpen. Capra got the call here tonight. He's got 2 innings to go. 1-2. Pitch on the way. Swung on. A little looper toward right. That is caught by the right fielder, Crawford. That ball was pretty well hit by Corral. But Crawford, with his speed, came in, made a one-hand catch. No runs, no hits, 1 left, a walk. After 7 innings from Atlanta Stadium, the score, the Braves 7, Dodgers 4. All right, as we surmise, Hank Aaron out of the game. Gar is in left, office center. Baker is now in right. Before we go to the 8th inning, let's pause for station identification. This is the Braves Baseball Network.
53 WSB Radio Atlanta degrees at 10:35. And don't forget, there's Braves-Dodgers action again tomorrow night from the stadium at 7:30.
All right, we move to the 8th inning. Ferguson at the plate. Here's Milo.
All right, Ernie, we are set to go into the 8th inning changes. Ralph Gar has moved from right to left. Dusty Baker has moved from center to right. Aaron leaves the game, and Roland Office will bat in his spot and play center field. Foster is the new second baseman. Davy Johnson leaves the game. So the outfield from left to right reads Gar left, Office center, Baker right. An infield that has Lum first, Foster now at second, shortstop Perez, third base Evans, the catcher Carell, and the pitcher Capra, who came on in the 7th. And so here tonight, as Henry Aaron rewrote the record book, the largest baseball crowd ever in the history of Atlanta Stadium, 53,775. Capra delivers to Ferguson its high of all. Well, it's fitting, Ernie, that the biggest crowd ever to be in this ballpark for a baseball game would be here when Henry did it.
Still amazing to me that he produced for them, because you would think the odds would be against it.
Swing and a miss by Ferguson. The count is even at a ball and a strike. This is the 2nd inning for Capra. Reed worked the first 6. Pitch on the way. High and tight. He throws BBs. Nobody's going to dig in, I don't think. He's just wild enough to keep him loose. That's the ball. Delay on the call. It's a strike, 2-2. Well, we started off the season in good shape with our old friend John Camarada. Ernie, you'll have strawberries to eat for breakfast for a month. And we're very sorry to hear that Mr. Camarada is not feeling well. We hope that the game tonight is making him feel better, then he will be better. He's not able to be here tonight, but his son came by, and he's been a great friend to us and the ball club.
Yeah, we'll get out to see him.
Full count to Ferguson leading off the 8th. Braves lead 7-4, even though being out hit 7-4. But the Dodgers have helped with 6 errors. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He's throwing smoke. That's 4 strikeouts and the 4 outs he's recorded.
Seems to have a better fastball than he's had on other occasions. You look for more breaking balls off of Capra, but that was a great fastball that he struck out Ferguson with.
Here's Willie Crawford, 1 for 3, had a base hit in the 6th inning and scored their 4th run. Right now we're in the 8th. Off-speed pitch for an opener, little inside, ball 1. Giants beat the Reds 4-3. Yankees over Cleveland 5-3. There are no other games tonight. Strike on the outside corner, another let-up. Boy, that really makes it look slow after that buzz bomb he was toting up there. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch outside. And the man who's been our good friend and the leadoff man all the years we've been here, Ben Hyman, waving up to us. He's been on that leadoff man every year with the gifts to the players. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a tapper foul. It's 2-2 to Crawford. Ron Say due up next. Now, but tomorrow night, it's game 2 in a 4-game set. Long homestand here. 4 with the Dodgers. 3, the Cincinnati Reds. The Big Red Machine will be in here for the weekend. And then next week on Monday night, open a 4-game series with the Padres. Now, Crawford steps out a moment. At 9:07, Henry Aaron hit .715. It was a 1-0 pitch off Al Downing. There was a man aboard, and at the time, it tied the game at 3-3, and when he hit it, he was crowned Henry the Great. Strike 3 called on the outside corner.
Another breaking ball over. Capra has struck out 5, and he's pitched 1 2/3 innings.
So 5 outs, 5 strikeouts. He walked Buckner. All right, here is Say. Bounced to the mound, flied to center, singled in the 6th inning, and drove in a run. To the members of our radio network throughout the Southeast, there's a ball, and certainly if Armed Forces Radio, who's carried this game all over the world tonight on the Braves broadcast, wants to hang in there, we're going to interview Henry Aaron at his locker right after the game. That's on Braves Radio. Ball. Then we will both go, Henry and myself will go to the soccer clubhouse here, which has been set up for his press interview, and that'll be on television locally.
NBC is doing it. I'm not sure. High top third. Evans guns him down by 3 steps. And the side has been retired. Middle of the 8th in Atlanta. Still the Braves 7, the Dodgers 4. The Braves batting, and they have a 7-4 lead. Marty Perez will be the batter. Buzz Capra's pitched 2 innings. Struck out 5. He's got 1 more mile to go to nail down the victory and also preserve it in the victory column on the night that Henry became the all-time home run king. Also, during the 10th inning, which will be conducted by Ernie while we're down in the locker room with Henry, we'll replay the broadcast of the homer and then interview the hammer himself. That's the ball inside. Huff is working in his 2nd inning. He came on in the 7th. We are in the bottom of the 8th. Huff, big right-hand knuckleballer. Bouncer right back to him. Perez is going to be out by 10 steps, and it's 1 gone, and Capra will bat for himself. He ought to get a hand. He's really been bringing it here in relief. We'll be on the air tomorrow night at 7:20. Remember, on our night games now during the week, we start at 7:35 with the first pitch. That's the new starting time this year. It was delayed tonight to the convenience of NBC television. And I hope you enjoyed that wonderful pregame show, because there was a lot of work put into that. Down on the field, Ernie, in hosting it, I know I missed all of it, but how did it look from up here?
Looked great. I just thought that everything went just the way it was planned, and that's pretty difficult to do sometime with that many people out there.
Hey, you want to know what looks great is that bronze bust of Henry.
And I believe that's going to be placed here, isn't it? Going to be kept at the stadium.
Out in front of the ballpark. Yeah. And he walks the pitcher. Second walk by Huff. The 6th walk of a Brave in the game. The Braves have scored 7 runs and only 4 hits. but they've taken advantage of 6 walks and 6 Dodger errors. Here's Ralph Garr still looking for that first hit, and we're in the 4th game. He didn't want that to go on very long. That's what bothered him last year. He got off to a slow start and still ended up hitting almost 300. If he'd have hit a lick in April and May last year, he'd have probably hit about 320. Ball gets away on the knuckler, and Capra will make it easily into second base. Might be a pass ball. And it is. The official scorer tonight is Bob Hunter, one of the Los Angeles writers. The local writers, Wayne Minshew, who's been scoring for years, and Frank Highland, who is now eligible, are not going to be allowed to score this year. And sometime in the near future, I'll have some thoughts about that editorially. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Garr. He swings and he misses. A ball and a strike. Out at second, Capra. Garr would like to get him home and put an insurance run on the board here in the 8th. Way high. That knuckler sailed, and it's 2-1. There's a new name at the top on the home run derby for all time. It's Henry Louis Aaron from Mobile, Alabama. Strike called. 2-2. The great moment in sport here. There will be those who will say it's the greatest and who will argue. Not many. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Huff delivers to Garr. Foul look over here to the left. That bounced in there in a hurry. Got to be alive. Capra, after 1 out, walked. Moved to second on a pass ball. He's there now with 1 out and a 2-2 count to Garr, and Mike Lum is due up next. Stretch pitch. He struck him out swinging. Garr's getting off to a rocky start with that bat. That's the first strikeout for Huff. The 4th strikeout of a Brave in the game. And it brings up Lum, who got credit for an RBI in the 6th inning on a bouncer to second base. Aaron drove in a couple. Capadino got credit for a run batted in on a bases-loaded walk. Garr drove in one with a sacrifice fly. Lum with a bounce out. Otzi got one in on a fielder's choice. And the first run of the game back in the 2nd inning, Aaron scored on an error on the left fielder after he had walked. So Aaron tonight walked, hit a homer, and bounced out twice. The pitch. Swing and a miss. But you want to know something? Nobody's going to remember that he bounced out twice. One ball and 1 strike. The stretch and the pitch on the way to Lum fouls it up to the left. And the auxiliary message board tells the story of the feeling of the people here tonight, the folks who watched it and the folks who listened. It simply says, Henry the Great, 715 home runs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now Huff getting his sign from Ferguson. He's the 3rd pitcher for them. There's a foul off to the left. They're going to give him another chance at 1 over in that area. So Mike Lum with a 1 ball, 2 strike count. One and 2 the count. Mike Lum waiting. The stretch pitch. Bounce 3rd. It'll take a long throw across. He got him. And the side has been retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, a walk, and 1 Brave left. We'll go to the 9th. Got to hold them Braves to put 1 in the win column tonight at Henry. Past the Babe. It's Atlanta 7, Los Angeles 4.
Is value.
right, this is Steve Garvey. We move to the ninth inning. Garvey has been up 3 times as a base hit, scored a run. Right-handed batter, youngster from down in Tampa. Closed stance, the pitch to him. Outside. Capra working in his 3rd inning. Trying to save one for Big Ron Reed. 7-4 Atlanta. The wide and the 1-0. That's over for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Capra has been impressive. 5 strikeouts in 2 innings. The 1-1. Foul away. Back against the booth. 1-2. The Dodgers are in for 4. Then Cincinnati over the weekend. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's winding. On the way. Swung on, miss. Struck him out. Capra's got that mystery pitch going. That was a breaking ball. Looked like a slider. He gets his 6th strikeout. Here's Bill Russell. 10 strikeouts by Braves pitchers. Pitches the ball. Now he comes back with the strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the throw from the catcher, Corral, goes all the way into center field. Russell has a base hit in 3 tries. Capra came on in the 7th inning. Reed went the first 6. He allowed a walk in the 7th. That's all he's allowed. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. Braves try to even their season series at 2 games. 1-2 loss. It would be the first loss for the Dodgers. They started like gangbusters, won their first 3. Got shut out in their first 2 games. The 1-1 pitch. The right call. 1-2. Capra is throwing as well as we've seen him throw. Kind of a cocky little guy. Give him the ball. He gets out there. 1-2 pitch. High pop. Foul up this way. Out of reach of the net. It'll stay at 1-2. Whoever you may be tonight, we hope that you've enjoyed this broadcast. And if you came out here and were one of the 53,775, drive carefully on your way home. 1-2 pitch, bounce toward third. Evans has it on a tricky hop. He throws in time. 2 away.
The Los Angeles batting for Huff, number 11, Manny Mota.
2 down for Manny Mota, a pinch hitter for Huff. Buzz Capra, 1 out away from a save and a win for Reed, a win for the Braves. Manny Mota. First appearance at the plate of the year. Manny Mota. Right-handed batter and a good one. Capra winds and pitches. Swung on, driven toward the gap in right center field. Baker over. He's got it. On a beautiful catch in right center field. Baker takes an extra base hit away from Manny Mota. The Braves win it 7-4. We'll be back with a total.